Here come Gregor Young leading the team out on to the park. You can tell he's up for this one. He's just urging, he's pumping the chest. He wants his team to lift the silverware here at the Greenyards. They are in the Melrose Sevens final, and Jedforest have gone in to the huddle, and they're now waiting for the Saracens to come out on to the park, led by their captain, who is Niels Mort, wearing the number 10 jersey. An interesting kind of quiffy hairstyle he's got there, but you'll be jealous of any hairstyle, Kenny.
Anybody that's got hair, I'm jealous of them. That goes without saying. I'm certainly jealous of that hairstyle, because it's a kind of, as you say, a kind of a Buffon style, I think.
Yes, it even puts Mark Combe over to shame. But anyway, here we go then. The referee, in fact, the referee for this final, just seeing who that referee is actually. We'll get that in a minute for you, but it's going to be Jedforest to kick off. Remember, 10 minutes each way in this final. It's Peter Allen, of course it is. Thank you, Mark Brown, in the background doing the tannoy. It's Peter Allen, the referee for this one. So Jedforest playing from right to left as I look down onto the pitch here at the Greenyards. Can they do it? Can they walk away from the Greenyards with the Melrose Sevens trophy in their bag? Not since 1974 have they managed to do that. And the kick-off then, 10 minutes each way as the ball's kind of squirting about everywhere. It did go forward off a Saracen's hand, so Jedforest lining up with Michael Weekly, Darren Gillespie, Andrew Nagle, Ross Goodfellow, Ian Chisholm, Lewis Young and Gregor Young. And well, the Saracens going with Scott Sperling, Tom Jubb in there, also Ian Sheriff, Duncan Taylor, Ben Ransom, Niels Mort, but they'll make more changes no doubt as this final goes on. But scrum down, Jed ball, Jed midway between the Saracens 10 and 22, overcast with hailstones earlier on, getting a bit brighter. It's kind of mixed bag of weather it has been here at the Greenyards at the Melrose Sevens. But Jed then with the scrum on the stand side, picked up then by Chisholm along the line to Lewis Young on the halfway line. Where's he going for a wee run? He pops it to his brother and he's away, and Gregor Young's away. He ain't gonna be caught. Right down the middle of the park. Great bit of passing there from Lewis Young, and Gregor Young, we know he wears the red boots. He'll touch down, and the young Jed skipper, first blood to his team. It's Jedforest 5, it's Saracens 0.
Yeah, tremendous there, tremendous stuff, and you just know that when Gregor Young gets his hands on the ball, either him or Lewis Young, when they get their hands on the ball, they've only got one thing in mind. Ian Chisholm, the simplest of drop kicks there to add the extras, taking the score to Jedforest 7, Saracens 0, and we've only played a minute and a half of the first half.
Yeah, good start. That's the kind of start that Jedforest will have wanted. So Jedforest 7, it's Saracens 0. Ian Chisholm then with the restart here from the men from Riverside Park. Remember, they picked up the trophy at Gala last Saturday evening. Can they do two in a row here at Melrose? As the ball now with Saracens, better pick up there. That was good work by the Saracens Park. Comes out then to Mort, the captain. He feeds it out wide on the far side to the Speed Merchant, and that's taken on by Taylor. In fact, there's that Radavui on the far side of the field for Saracens, but well marshalled by Young as the ball's just midway between the Jedforest 10 and 22. Comes out back out though. Saracens on the attack, taken on by Radavui. Inside, good pass taken on by Scott Sperling. Cackled well though. Michael Weekly puts a tackle in, but recycled ball taken by Radavui. Looking into Mort, the captain, and Darren Gillespie in there. Michael Weekly in there as well, but Jed's not allowing Saracens any time on the ball, so play inside the Jedforest 22. Jed 7, Saracens 0. That try from Gregor Young, the difference between the sides, but I'll tell you what, the tackling coming in from Darren Gillespie and Michael Weekly really are, they're just kind of upset, Saracens here. They're not getting the freedom of the ball, they're not finding the gaps, and you know, that's what they can expect from a stuffy Jedforest team.
Of course it is, and I mean, there's only one thing in the Jed minds at the minute, is just to, you know, settle things down. They've got 7 points on the board, and Ross Goodfellow, you know, he's an old head, great servant to Jedforest Rugby Football Club, and it's just a case of you know, let's just slow things down a bit here.
Yeah, well, scrum down, they had the ball. Lewis Young was caught inside his own 22, but they've got away with it. They've got a penalty here, Jed, so that was Goodfellow off the feet there from Saracens, and that was taken on, but a quick tap ahead here by Darren Gillespie. It's going to bounce kindly, or is it from Nort, as Darren Gillespie tried to kick ahead there. Nort does enough to feed the ball back inside to Tom Jubb. Jubb then feeds it out wide on the halfway line. He's trying to make a break, but in comes Lewis Young, any which way to take his opposite number down. Picked up though by Nort. He has it now outside the Jed 22. That's fed on to Maddock. Maddock, of course, a Maurice player. He feeds the ball inside to Duncan Taylor. Great tackle. Lewis Young stand up and take a bow, son, but it's Harris Saracens on the attack. Jed 7 7. Turnover ball. Here comes Nagel on the 22. Can he offload? He can too. Gregor Young feeds it back inside. He couldn't get the pass out, but good work there initially from Andrew Nagel, but he just couldn't release Gregor Young. But absolutely phenomenal defending here from Jed.
Yeah, good fellow, doing so much work on the floor though, you know, just the way that he's managing to turn over ball, and the way that he just he's putting himself about, you know, and he epitomises everything that Jedforest Rugby Football Club stands for. And then, you know, just need to get it out to Speed Merchants, and Gregor Young, he was just about away there.
Jedforest 7, it's Saracens now. That try from Gregor Young, and the difference between the teams in this final. North though on the ball for Saracens, feeds it out wide, taken on by Ben Ransom. He cuts inside, he's away, and the Saracens number 8's going to go in for the try, and that's going to level it up here in this Melrose Sevens final. Jedforest 7, it's Saracens 5. Conversion to come, but Jed can soak that up, it's not a problem. We're approaching the midway mark in the first half, halfway, 10 minutes remember in the final itself. So the conversion attempt here from Nord. If he puts this over, we're all square in the Melrose Sevens final at the Green Yards. Good kick then from Nort, which goes over, so that makes it all square. Jedforest 7, it's Saracens 7. The restart obviously from Saracens, so Jed be quite happy in the way they've played, but that was a chance gone a big in there on that own 22. If ball had gone to hand, could be a different story. But as it stands, it's all square. Jedforest 7, Saracens 7.
Again, Stuart, though, it might have been just the time for, you know, Gregor Young just to put boot to ball and hoof it down the park into the Saracens 22 instead of getting caught on your own 22, and that's a poor restart from Mort.
Yeah, very poor, and that's going to give Jeb a tap and go on the halfway line here at the Green Yards. All square in the final. Jedforest 7, Saracens 7. Michael Weekly on the ball in for Jedforest. We've just about played 6 minutes in this first half of the final. Darren Gillespie in the ball, makes a break, looking for the offload. He can't offload it. Where's the support? He's got it now from Nagel. Nagel along the halfway line to Weekly. Weekly comes out to Chisholm. Chisholm then, long pass out, misses out Lewis Young. Gives it to Gregor Young. Young on the stand side. Kind of slips at the wrong moment. Feeds it to his brother Lewis, but breaks the tackle. Good running from Lewis Young. Can he offload? He doesn't. Gregor Young is away again. Can he break the tackle? Get in there, son. He's gone, and another great work. Lewis Young again, another assist for his brother Gregor to go in for the try. Great work, great strength initially by Lewis Young. He was caught in the tackle, he burst away, offloaded, and Gregor Young on his shoulder in again, 22 metres out. He ain't going to be caught. Jed 12, it's Saracens 7.
Yeah, and you can see what it means as well. You know, Russ Goodfellow's up there, and he's just, you know, he's just G'ing the guys on as well. But Gregor Young, great offload there by Lewis Young. Gregor Young running the angle and just taking the ball from his brother and in under the sticks, giving Ian Chisholm the simplest opportunities here just to take it 7 points into the lead again. 14 points to 7, Jedforest lead.
Yeah, Jedforest lead thanks to 2 tries from Gregor Young, both made by Lewis Young. But I'll tell you what, every man, Nagel, Weekly, Goodfellow, Gillespie, they are Chisholm fighting for each other out there on the park as well. So Peter Allen, the referee, saying to Chisholm, let's get it underway. Jedforest 14, Saracens 7. 7 minutes gone in the first half of this final. Restart, good take though by Tom Jubb, trying to drive his way through. Gillespie in there, Russ Goodfellow making the tackle 10 metres inside the Saracens half. They're looking up here. Ali Price now on for Saracens as they feed the ball out wide to Scott Spurling. Spurling on the stand side, trying to go down Nagel. Nagel misses him. Chisholm, the last man back there for Jed. He misses him, and Spurling is going to go in for the try. What a riposte from Saracens, and he's doing a little hop and poke and jump. There is Spurling. Never showboat, son. In fact, it's not showboat. I think he may have picked up an injury, or has he? He's kind of got the wee half limp on there, Spurling, but certainly the physio's on. Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's either pulled up a hamstring or something, but he's got the try, and he's got Saracens back in it. 2 minutes to go until half time. Jedforest 14, Saracens 12, with the conversion to come, and it looks like Spurling could be noise all right as that conversion goes over from Mort. So that now makes it all square in this Melrose Sevens final. Jed 14, it's Saracens 14. We've got a minute and a half to go till half time.
Yeah, just a missed tackle there by Nagel. Andrew Nagel, just unfortunate, tracking across to take his man, and Spurling was able to just skip past him and just very, very unfortunate for Nagel there. But it's still the first half, minute and a half to go, and it's Mort. Let's see if he can make a better job of this restart.
Yeah, last restart didn't go the 10. He certainly made it with this kick. It's a high one into there for Jubb to get up to. That's gone forward surely, but the referee will play the advantage. Ross Goodfellow feeds it back inside, picked up by Ian Chisholm. That's no advantage played, so Peter Allen will bring it back for the knock-on. So there'll be a scrum down, and it will be a Jedforest ball. A minute to go then until half-time. All square. It's tense in this Melrose Sevens final. Jedforest 14, Saracens 14. That ball's clearly coming off the hand of, I think it was Tom Jubb.
Yeah, he's a big laddie, man. Yeah. He's competed for absolutely everything in the air this afternoon.
He has indeed. Well, Jed at the moment midway between their own 10 and 22. Scrum. Ball comes in from Goodfellow, picked up by Chisholm. Chisholm out to Lewis Young. He's got his brother Gregor on the left-hand side. Oh, that was a bit high, but Gregor takes it anyway. Gregor Young breaks one tackle, then two, offloads to Andrew Nagel. Nagel cuts back inside, trying to work his way up to the halfway line. Ross Goodfellow in there, offloads back out to Gregor Young, out to Michael Weekly. Weekly's got Gillespie in support. Not the best of passes, picked up though by Darren Gillespie, who offloads then to Gregor Young. Gregor Young looking for a gap here, and then gives it out to Ross Goodfellow. Back to Weekly as we're going to injury time just about in the first half of this final. Michael Weekly, that wasn't the greatest kick or craze of ideas, because that's given the ball to Saracens, and that's going to be a breakaway here, and it's going to be Ben Ransom, but Lewis Young just doing enough to put them off. But it's still again the ball taken on, and it's Ransom that's going to go in for the try, and Jed have conceded a try when they shouldn't have conceded the try. Michael Weekly, what was he doing? Try to kick ahead there, good idea, but do it when you're 20 odd points up.
Yeah, needless, but then had it worked out, it would have been the best thing that he'd ever done. I think the problem was that it just wasn't far enough ahead. It needed to be down into the Saracens, nearer the 22, I think, for the youngster on Unte, as opposed to just trying to chip it round about the man. And well picked up by Ben Ransom, who's gone in for the score.
Yeah, well, that puts Saracens in front for the first time in this final. So Saracens 19, Jedforest 14. Went into injury time in the first half, so it's Mort with the convert. Oh, he's flipped that wide, so that's gone wide of that right, so it's going to be half time, and it's very tense indeed. Saracens 19, it's Jedforest 14, so Jed not out of it, but it's going to come down, I reckon, to conversion kicks. Second half about to get underway, and it's going to be the restart from the Saracens. So it's their captain, it's going to be Niels Mort with the kick-off. 10 minutes away, and it's Saracens that have got the advantage in the final here at the Greenyard. Saracens 19, Jedforest 14. So it's Niels Mort, the captain for Saracens, to get this second half underway. He's only taking out his time. Peter Allen just making sure.
Nagel's got to immediately be under pressure here from Tom Jubb, without a doubt. Watch this. He'll be straight under pressure.
Here we go then. High kick off. Up the go. So Michael Weekly need to protect. Nobody's protecting him. Well, I'll tell you what, Nagel does well and takes the ball as Ross Goodfellow comes in, but then Jubb comes through, but picked up by Darren Gillespie. Gillespie though on his own. Where's he going for a wee run? He'll take his man on here. Gillespie, he's going to have to offload. He does well there. Picked up by Chisholm. He's under pressure as Ian Chisholm kicks ahead now for the young boys. Now it's going to be Gregor Young that could pick up on that ball if he can keep it in play, can he? Gregor Young then off and load to his brother Lewis Young on the halfway line. Where's he going? He kicks ahead. He fancies taking on the Saracens back line, doesn't find touch, but that's picked up then well, and that was, I think it was Price that took it on for Saracens 19, it's Jedforest 14, but now we've got Saunders on the attack as Chisholm puts the tackle in, and well, it's Saracens inside the Jed half at the moment. They've got men on the outside here, not the best of passes. It's going to be taken on now by Ratu Truvu, just with the ball at the moment, but he's been caught kind of half by Ian Chisholm. Ball comes in, Niels Mort, Michael Weekly trying to go through. Weekly does well. He's off his feet there though. Michael Weekly clearly see one of the feet in there, so he's been penalised for that. So Jedforest 14, Saracens 19. Penalty to Saracens inside that Jed half. Here they go then as they take the ball on, and it's taken on by Jubb then on the attack, looking to offload the ball. Certainly they've got the support here, good hands from Saracens, where they're cutting inside again, and it's that man Ben Ransom who feeds it inside, and it's taken on by Duncan Taylor, and Duncan Taylor has got the touchdown. They've given the try, and that makes it well, Jedforest 14, Saracens 24. I'll tell you what, Russ Goodfellow having a word there with Lewis Young. I think both disagreeing on something there.
Yeah, it certainly is. But Jed looking as if they're run the race really. It's and Robert Hobb coming on. I just wondered how quickly they were going to bring him on, and that's the right decision there. Andrew Nagle, he's played very well this afternoon for Jedforest, but Robert Hogg coming on now, making the change. He's plenty gas. He showed that in the semi-final, and as Mort kicks that and takes the score to Saracens 26, Jedforest 14.
Interesting. And Gregor Young's going to come in the forwards now, and they're going to put Robert Hogg in the back, so they're looking a bit more mobility here. So Gregor Young has gone into the forwards. Nagle's off, so Robert Hogg is on. It's 26-14, Saracens lead in this Melrose Sevens final. We're into the second half, 2.5 minutes gone in the second half, so still plenty of time for Melrose to claw it back. Again, it's another high kick-off. Gillespie underneath, but Jubb just takes it straight away there. He's been good from the kick-offs here, Tom Jubb, taken on by Saunders then out to Price back infield, taken on by Ransom back, taken on by Saunders, back inside, taken on by Taylor then, and Saracens really turning on the style here, and they could be in for yet another try. Have they got the legs to get over the try line? I don't think they have. They're practically camped on the try line. Ball comes out wide, taken on by Jubbs. Jubbs should touch down. Oh no, he didn't. Darren Gillespie's got him right on the try line. Well, has the referee given the try? Peter Allen. Well, I tell you what, the Jed boys reckon they've not held them up, and you can hear the boos by the crowd. They're not happy with that decision, so Peter Allen just immediately gave the try. So it's now Jedforest 14, Saracens 31. Is either Jed running out of gas or Saracens turning up the style?
Well, it's difficult to tell actually, but certainly Jed, there's a lot of hands on hips and things now, and maybe just that semi-final against Melrose is just taking too much out of them. We thought that they were getting the longer time to recover, but maybe Saracens, it's maybe been a different picture of Saracens this afternoon, in as much as they've maybe just cruised through the rounds as Mort just squeezes that one past the post and wide. So it's Saracens 31, Jedforest 14. Very, very important now with almost 4 minutes on the clock here, 6 minutes to go. Jedforest really needing to get some points on the board now.
Yeah, well, it's Jedforest that trail Saracens 31, Jedforest 14. Can Jed, they need to get the next try, but it's the restarts. It's Tom Jubb. Somebody just take him out. Gillespie goes up this time. That's come off a hand. Bounce kindly for Saunders, the Saracens number one, to have a go and have another wee run here. Saunders taken down though by Gregor Young, coming through there off the feet. Surely, referee, you penalise Jed for it. You need to do it for both. As the ball comes out, taken on again, that's taken by Ransom. I don't like when they do those old goose step kicks, but the ball's fed out, taken on there by Ratavu. He's going to go in for the try, and that's yet another Saracens try. They are turning on the style here, Saracens, in this final. Jedforest 14, it's Saracens 36, not the final we expected.
No, and Saracens six tries in this final by 5 different players. So there's tries from all angles coming in for Saracens as Jed ring the changes. Donald Grieve and David Gobby now coming onto the field. But Saracens, it's been made to look very, very easy for them. 36 points to 14 with the conversion attempt by Morton. He's put that to the other side of the post this time.
Yeah, of course, Jedforest, remember when they made the final back in 93, they got an absolute gubbin against the Quality, 60-odd points that day.
61 points to nil.
It's not going to go that way here this evening at the Green Yards, but certainly, the crowd as well, kind of heart's gone out of it now, because they just feel the Saracens are running away, but they are pros, Saracens, this is what they do day in, day out. That's what they do. They play rugby. But Jedforest, these boys have got other jobs during the week. But at the moment, that kick didn't go 10. So a chance now for Jed to attack, really, for the first time, I would say, in this second half. 5.5 minutes gone. Darren Gillespie on the ball. Feeds it inside to Chisholm. Chisholm then out to Donald Grieve. Big hit comes in there. And certainly a big hit. Donald Grieve welcomed the game, son, but the referee and then penalising Jed offside. So it's going to be a chance here for Saracens to clear their lines. But that was a big hit.
Oh, it was massive, absolutely massive.
Ratuvu going in on Donald Grieve, but a chance now here for Mort just to kick to touch, and this will be a throw-in, and it will be a Saracens ball right on the Jed 22.
It will indeed, and Jed just making their way back into their own 22. Their heads are kind of down now, and I think that the dawn has realised on them, and they know that there's no way back in this final. Saracens, I think that they've kind of jogged through the tournament up to now, but they're turning on the style now.
They are indeed. Now it's Price again. Ali Price making a break. 1, 2, 3 missed tackles. Ali Price is going to go in for yet another try, and it's now Saracens 41. It's Jedforest 14. We've still got another 3 minutes to go here. Come on, Jed. Let's see if we can get one try on the board before the final whistle. But certainly, you know, they've got to the final. You know, they're in a good position in the Kings of the Sevens League. You know, Saracens are not going to be every tournament. You know, they're professional players, so you expect that. But they'll be a bit disappointed, I'm sure, Jed, in how they performed in this final. Great start. 2 tries from Gregor Young. You thought, you know, they're leading, but then Saracens just took a kind of foothold on the match, and they started to use quick pop passes. You know, Ben Ransom coming on, Ali Price coming on, fresh legs. They've hardly used them throughout the tournament. Fresh legs, it's caught up with Jed.
Yeah, and you know, I think as well, when you look at it, you know, that you've got 7 tries scored now by Saracens and 6 different try scorers. So, you know, I think that it just shows that there is a class there, and I think that a lot of these players are like their academy players. So I mean, these guys, it's all they're doing. They're playing rugby 7 days a week, training and you know, playing on a Saturday or whatever, and I think it's just beginning to show.
Yeah, well, it's throw in. It's going to be a Jed ball as Darren Gillespie takes it inside his own half. Nice wee side step now from Darren Gillespie. Going, son, on he goes over the halfway line. Gillespie, he's on his own. He's rampaging up the stand side. Can he make it? No, good tackle comes in though, and the ball spun back into that. Saracens 22, but Saracens are it now, and they're taking on the ball with Ian Sheriff, and Saracens now make the break, looking for the offload. There's always somebody there. Saunders again. Gillespie comes back, makes the tackle, taken on by Mort. Oh, well, 2 men bumping into each other there, Kenny.
Yeah,
I've seen the referees. Yeah, so the referee never pinged them for that either. As the ball comes out from Saunders, comes out to Mort, the Saracens captain, on the halfway line. A minute and a bit to go. It's Mort. It's going to feed out to Ali Price, and Price is going to go in for the try. And well, I've never known a crowd like very quiet out there. Saracens going in for yet another one. Saracens 48, Jedforest 14.
Yeah, try number 8 of the final. Ali Price's 3rd try of the afternoon. You know, Ben Ransom, he's had 3 tries this afternoon. Duncan Taylor, 3 tries this afternoon. You know, so there's plenty of tries amongst them, and you're right about the crowd as well. Although, you know, there are still big numbers round about the ground here, but it's very, very quiet.
Yeah, well, the ball, conversion attempt then by Mort. So they've left the best to last, have Saracens. They've just kind of muddled their way through the earlier rounds, and when it's come good in the final, they've kind of hoodwinked us into thinking that maybe Jed could win, but they've just turned it on in this final. That conversion goes over as well. So it's Saracens 50, it's Jedforest 14. So Jedforest then.
I think the big thing is, Stuart, you've hit the nail on the head as well. That Saracens aren't going to beat any other tournament. You know, I mean, the rest of the tournaments, Hoyt next week, yeah, there'll be 1 or 2 sides there, but you know, end of the day, it's going to be predominantly border sides and some of the city sides. So, you know, Jedforest, they've still got it all to play for in the Kings of the Sevens.
They have indeed. So it's at the moment Jedforest on their own 22. It's taken on by Gillespie. Gillespie then looking to offload there perhaps to Donald Grieve. No, it takes 1 tackle, goes over the top of him, eventually offloads to Gregor Young, comes out to Ian Chisholm. Chisholm now spots a gap, he just can't get through as he offloads, picked up now by Grieve, comes back out now to David Gobby. Gobby caught though just inside his own 22 at the moment. Jed recycling the ball well. We're going into injury time now. Gregor Young, he's only got the 2 tries in this final for Jedforest. Gregor Young going for a wee break, and he's away now. Gregor Young, he's on his own at the moment. What's he going to do? He feeds it down the basket at Chisholm. Chisholm's got Robert Hogg. Here goes Robert Hogg. Go on, get a try. He's been chased off by Price, knocks him out the way, and it's Robert Hogg still across that 22 inside to Donald Grieve. Donald Grieve comes out to David Gobby. Gobby then out to Russ Goodfellow. Going Goody, get in the corner. He's going to cut back inside. Is he going to be tackled? No, he's not. Russ Goodfellow, and he deserves to score in this final, and the biggest cheer of the day goes in for the Jedforest number 4. Russ Goodfellow goes in for the try. Jedforest 19, Saracens 50. Conversion will come, and then it's going to be all over here at the Melrose Sevens. But yeah, biggest cheer of the day.
Yeah, absolutely right. But I mean, you know, we've already said that Ross Goodfellow, a lot of the good stuff that comes from Jedforest comes through Ross Goodfellow, and conversion goes across. Peter Allen blows the final whistle, so the final score, Jedforest 21, Saracens 50. Not exactly the final that we thought we were going to have, Stuart.
No, certainly not indeed. I just wonder, Jedforest can still walk out with their heads held high, that's for sure. We'll hopefully go touch side now with Stuart Cameron, who make his way down to the onto the pitch itself. Stuart, you've got Kevin Amos.
Obviously big disappointment, but 50-21 against a bunch of professionals, let's face it, in the final of the Melrose Sevens. You'd have probably taken that before the day.
Probably would have, yeah, but hugely disappointed. Boys done everything we asked them at the start. Cheers, thanks for upload. Got a good start in the final, and don't know, the guy who was doing the kickoffs and that just put us under massive pressure, and we couldn't seem to get any ball. They're a good side though, they really are a good side.
Did very well, of course, to beat Melrose in the semi-final, and of course 17 points, still top of the table.
I mean, looking at the bigger picture, that is a bonus, yeah. And we've played eight sevens games this year and we've won 7 of them. I would have took that at the start of the season, but we'll just have a moment after this today and have a wee blather with the boys, and we'll just pick ourselves up like we always do and get on with it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you've made the Melrose final. You're obviously disappointed, but a tremendous performance.
Yeah, thanks very much.
You've got Niels Mort here, Saracens winning the Melrose Sevens. What does that mean to the club?
Oh, a hell of a lot. Melrose Sevens, like I was saying, is steeped in sort of pride and so much history behind it that we definitely came up here with the thought of wanting to win, and we knew we were going to face some tough competition, but we worked it out at the end. A hell of a lot of heart from everybody who played today. So much work rate from everybody.
You've got some exciting players, haven't you?
Very much so. I mean, we've got some youngsters. We've got a couple of props in second rows playing today who showed unbelievable agility and fitness to play in a sevens tournament. And our young guys like Ben Ransom and things. And then obviously people keeping them up like myself, Joe Maddock and Camille Ratavu, holding on to a little bit of I suppose, experience.
And how much sevens did you play actually at Saracens? Have you just had not much time to prepare for this?
Not a lot. I mean, we don't play any. We had 20-minute session before today. Our biggest sort of positive would be that we do a lot of conditioning games to keep us fit if we're not playing. So that was probably put us in good stead for this tournament. But apart from that, I think we'll try to play a little bit more now as a 7.
Absolutely. Well, many congratulations, and go and get that trophy.
Thank you very, very much.
Yes. Well, that's Niels, of course, Mort, the captain. We're just going to go over to the Jed camp. Obviously, everyone's very, very disappointed. Just have a quick word with Darren Gillespie live on Radio Borders. And obviously, huge disappointment, but 21 points against, let's face it, a professional side in the final of the Melrose Sevens.
See, you're a lot taller and bigger and getting stronger as this, but I thought I was stuck in. I thought I was there the first 5 minutes. Went, was it 14-12 or something? I thought we were there, but just kind of mere fitness, I suppose, being pros and that, but we're stuck in great. I said just now, it's not just about the final of the day. It's kind of 7 to 8 games we've won so far out of Kings League. So, and the bigger picture is we want to be Kings.
17 points, as you say, in 2 games. This is the big one. I mean, any team making the final of the Melrose Sevens, I mean, that is a fantastic achievement. And of course, to knock out Melrose as well in their home patch.
We said we wanted to do one better as every tournament we did last year. We got to the semi here last year, so we got to the final. Same at Gala last week, we got to the final and only got to the semi last week as well. So we're getting better, we're progressing. That's what it's all about.
Okay, we'll have a word with a few of the others. Lewis Young, isn't it? Just check the boots, they're not red, so it must be Lewis. And obviously, some great tries from Jedforest today, and a great performance, but just coming up short at the end.
Guy, there's no words can describe the feeling the team are feeling just now. It's just unbelievably gutted. We were so close. I mean, Gregor scored 2 good tries in the final there, and we just let it slip in the end.
Is it really just a case of semi-pros against pros?
That went through my mind, yeah, but it's hard to say because we've put in a good performance today and last week, and we're improving every week, and that's the main thing. Hopefully get another win next week.
Certainly you're top of the table, still 17 points. Well done. I'll just go and grab your brother as well, Greg. A couple of tries in the final Melrose Sevens. That's a fair effort, isn't it?
Oh, it's a great feeling. We definitely had the crowd on our backs, and just gutted that we didn't get the win.
I mean, the sheer fact that Jedforest are disappointed today in the final proves how far you've come and what your beliefs are and what your ambitions are.
Oh, definitely. Everybody is totally disappointed with the result, but in the end, they're a professional team. They've got to be really good players, but our boys really dug deep to get to the final, and we're just happy that we got the runners up. But we've gone in for Kings of the Sevens, and I think that we're definitely putting in the effort at training, and it is paying off.
And Kevin Amos and Darren Cunningham were all saying that the guys training, turning up, and the work you're putting in is absolutely tremendous.
Oh, you couldn't ask for any more of the boys. they give their 100% at training on a Saturday, and even on the Sunday tournaments, they've all got to give 100%, and as a captain, you can't ask for much more.
Well, congratulations, you're off to Hoyt Sevens, and well, who knows what will happen over there, but good luck with that.
Jedforest got to the final, but they just couldn't quite get over that final hurdle. It finishes here. Congratulations to the Saracens. Hard lines to Jedforest. The final of the Melrose Sevens, it finished Saracens 50, Jedforest 21.